often when I teach the OverBall series on the mat, I have a series called Thoracic Openings, which is where you place the OverBall at the back of the thoracic rib cage, so it's roughly in the line of my heart. When we're on the mat though, for some people the lower back arches too much and it puts the lower back into discomfort. The idea is not to let the lower back arch forward, but to get the upper back, the thoracic, to work OverBall. So this is an alternative series. We start off with the hands behind the head, and the heads and the hands work lightly together, and then you're just breathing in, opening up the elbows, breathing out, closing the elbows, breathing in to open the chest. You can push against the ball, and out breath. So just breathing in and breathing out. You can change the position of the ball. It might want to be a little bit lower or a little bit higher. I'm just going to try mine a little bit lower. That's it. And just find that moving pattern. You should be sat on your pelvis, so the pelvis is sat so it's not tilting backwards or forwards too much. Technically sat on your sit bones. Tummy should feel like it's naturally drawing in. Too much pelvis forward, it flops out. Too much, we collapse down in front of the chest. So we can now go from this position. Elbows are forward so you can see the elbow from the corner of your eyes, and then just a little bit of interflexion. And then in-breath, reaching up, pressing to the ball to arch as you look towards the ceiling. Out-breath, feel the ball help you move. In-breath, so the ball rolls down the wall a little bit as I come into my extension. And as I breathe out and coming into my flexion, the ball rolls up the wall a little bit. In-breath. Now make sure you're not doing this with the neck. So if you place a finger on the chin and a thumb on your breastbone, that space doesn't change. So it's not the head and neck moving through the space of the room, it's the body, it's the thoracic taking your head through the space of the room. So I'm working with my rib cage. Again, you might want to change the positioning of the ball. You've got to feel something more comfortable, something more meaningful to you. It's not a precise size that it has to be there, or there. It's what feels right for you. And each time you do it, you might find something different. So I've got it a little bit higher now, and it just feels different. I'm going to take it back down a little bit lower. And feeling that ball. So we can also go into our arm sequence that we do on the floor. So leading with the thumb, in-breath coming up, out-breath circling around, in-breath coming up, out-breath circling around. Lead with the thumbs, then lead with the little fingers as they come down. Rotate your arms so the thumbs lead to the ceiling, and breathing out as we rotate the other direction. Now, change direction into T shape, up to the ceiling and down around. Really feel your shoulder blades move around at the back of the rib cage. Feel your armpits nice and bouncy as you move around. Feeling that the spine, the head and neck all stay stable, so the movement's happening all at the shoulder girdle, moving around the thoracic rib cage. You can take this into a little bit of flexion as well, so we can come up with the arms. As we breathe out, roll down a little bit. In-breath, open up to the ceiling, and out-breath, flexing. In-breath, coming up to the ceiling. Out-breath, tummy pulls in. In-breath, coming up. And out-breath. We could do this the opposite direction in this one as well. So sometimes it's nice to come up in the in-breath, then out-breath, nodding down. In-breath, coming up. And out, breath down. We can also do a side stretch in this position. So reach the arm up, really feel that length come up through the side of the body. Keep that length opening, and then we add our little side bend. Then you might have much greater range of movement than me. In breath coming up, find that space opening. So I'm stretching over my left side. I'm trying to stop the right side from collapsing down. Coming back over, reach up, lift up and feel the ball bring you up to give you that side stretch. Lift up, feel the ball help you to give that side stretch. I'm just going to take my ball down a little bit lower, and yeah, for me that just feels like I've got a space to turn. So it's sort of just don't be afraid to move the ball. Try it in different positions. See what makes sense to you. You'll know when it's right. It just feels like you've got more range or more control, more stretch. Again, going what's comfortable with you. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be thought about. So the other thing we can do in here is a nice position. It's this very simple book opening. So fingertips out in front. It looks like my hands are much higher than my head, but that's just a video angle. And then in breath open, out breath close, breathing in and breathing out. Following the hand with the eyes. So just very simple rotation. We can take that into double arm rotation. This will work the obliques a little bit better. So this time on the out breath, back on the in breath, 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 and that's going to help you get the obliques. Thanks very much. So that was our substitute for the Thoracic Opening Series when lying on your back.